Well, hey, I'm Junior, and thank you for pressing play, and welcome to my channel. So in 2020, I earned my sabbatical, 4-week sabbatical with my full-time job. So I decided to put a mountain bike tour together, and this is going to be the first video of the 7 or 8 video series that I put together. You'll see from the map here that I started in Telluride, and I did some biking in my hometown of Flagstaff and Bryan Head and a few others. But I took my truck and my camper and as many bikes as I could fit, and I headed off through the northern Arizona desert in tow with everything I needed to enjoy myself. I landed at Bryan Head, and I got to stay in their parking lot. They were nice enough to let me, and I'll tell you, man, it's a great place. As you can see, they got a killer lodge here, a great place to get your bikes worked on. They do bike rentals, and they've got one of the best retail stores I think I've seen at any park anywhere. I think it's Kristen Fuller. She is the retail manager. She can display and she can communicate all of their products in a way that just makes you want to spend some money. But they have everything you need. She is a retail genius in my mind. Definitely want to go there. So with that said, let's go ahead and get started. So you can see here, it's ultra dry. I hit Bryan Head late September. I want to say September 18th or somewhere in there. So it was very, very weird year. It's ultra dry. So you take a place like Bryan Head that's already got a lot of rock and shale, and it made for some interesting riding. I don't recommend running low tire pressure here. You easily could end up with a flat, but I use CushCore, so that gives me the ability just to drop my air pressure just a little bit more. So if you're not using CushCore, it's something you might check into, and I will have a video on it after I show all these videos. I'm going to do a review on it. But I started off with, I think, Little Glitter over to Wildflower with a good buddy of mine. And Wildflower is not for the faint at heart. This is not an underrated trail, in my opinion. It's got some decent sections in it that you can, you know, if you're an intermediate rider, you can easily ride. But then it's got some really loose shale and some jagged rock that if you came off the bike, you are looking at a serious injury. And some of this downhill you'll see here that is coming up. So I do enjoy, check it out, and I'll pop in here and just add a little bit of editorial, but I want to give you an opportunity to just enjoy the full ride that I did on Wildflower. So a little bit more about Bryan Head. Bryan Head's got a huge parking lot, and they do allow overnight parking. And as you saw, I was given an opportunity to stay for free. They do allow that. So I didn't park right up front, though. I did park kind of out just a little bit in case they had a lot of people coming in early. I did want to sleep in because I pulled in around midnight the day before I was going to ride. So the section you're looking at here is probably the toughest section on Wildflower. Wildflower has a bypass for this. It is to the right, and you can continue on Wildflower and take this bypass. This downhill section you see that I'm finishing here, job. That is it's a red line. It right there it changes, and they call that their pro line. So some of you might think that Wildflower is probably not the most legit trail that you've been on, but when it comes to rock and boulder and as steep as this place is, I feel that this is a pretty legit trail. It's got some decent drops on it. that didn't have anything other than just real steep, nasty, loose rock that would make it a double diamond. But I do think it's rated pretty good. So let's start off with Little Gritty, and we're gonna move our way all the way down to Timberline. So Little Gritty is I think it's just a single diamond. This is actually one of the funnest trails there that I really enjoyed, because it's got a section in the beginning here. You'll see it's really loose shale. It's a tight single track. I wished it lasted longer. It was pretty cool, and a couple switchbacks in it. This young man that I met, he's in red here, he's in front of me. That's a 26er that he's on, and it's also a single speed 26er. So he was a really nice guy. He's been there about 7-8 times, and we enjoyed a couple of runs together. Great guy. And Little Glitter is broke up in a couple of sections. It intersects with a whole bunch of other trails, so you can end up on it and off of it at different times. But it goes from where we came in right here, it goes down to Lower Glitter, and Lower Glitter was a pretty fast section, and just what you'd call Upper Glitter or Little Glitter. That's got some decent jumps in it. I would have liked to have hit this a couple of times, because a couple of these I could have easily cleared. They're all really doable. There are a lot of things I didn't do on this mountain, because the video you see is the first time I was actually on that trail, so I don't hit everything on my first run. I think you'll really enjoy Brian Head as a resort holistically. It's not something that you get to and go, oh man, I hate that and I hate that, but I just like the downhill, or so you will pretty much like everything. I didn't use their restaurant though. I did use the restrooms, very clean, easy to get to, great bike parking, safe bike parking, and so forth. But I never ate there. I've heard from others the food's pretty darn good. There's only one restaurant, it's like a takeout, and they got plenty of area to sit and eat with your family and so forth. It's a wonderful park. I just wish they had more hills or more trails, and boy, I wish we had a little bit of rain just to knock down the dust. I hope you enjoyed the video and you do make it out to Bryan Head. If you haven't been there, it's a relatively small downhill park. It only has the 1 4-person or quad lift. And you can see by the video here at the end, it was not that crowded in mid-September. I get it, it's blown out because it's so dry and powdery and so forth. But do get to Bryan Head, you'll absolutely love it, and definitely go say hello to Christine in the retail center. I appreciate you watching, and hopefully you got something out of it. And again, I appreciate you pressing play.